Good morning and welcome back to WRMN AM 1410 on the radio and on YouTube. This has been a heck of a morning. We've had a party up here. We've had Sonar. We've had Dino. We've had Penny. My little co-host Penny was in. I've got my new co-host Elliot L. Train. And now for a small business spotlight on Monday, I have Jenny. Do you go by Jenny Donnelly Ruth or just Jenny Ruth?
Just Jenny Ruth.
Ruth.
Facebook says Jenny Donnelly Ruth, but we're good with Jenny.
Yeah. And so tell us, what is the name of your company?
So the name of my company is called Emergency Construction Group. And we are a full-service restoration company. So we do primarily like fire and flood damage, mold remediation, crazy things like cars versus home, tree versus home, even biohazard cleanup. So a lot of crazy stuff we get involved in. So
There's
it's definitely an interesting.
not a lot that they don't do.
Yes.
So when did you start your company?
We started our company back in 2019. And we have never looked back. It has been one of the coolest, most fun experiences I've ever engaged in. Definitely scary. But my business partner, Mike, he said, Jen, if we're scared, that's when we got to do it. And we've been following that trend ever since. So.
Well, if people didn't do things they were afraid of, a lot of things wouldn't get done. You can't be afraid to do anything all the time. So, and you guys do great work. I've heard nothing but great work. So where are you located out of?
So actually, we're right up the street here from you guys, from the radio station. We have a building, Fire Station number 3 here in Elgin. I believe it was built in either 63 or 93. I didn't check this morning. My brain's not totally awake. But it's Fire Station number 3 on Duncan and 25. And we rehabbed it and turned it into our fire restoration company. And we have a lot of fun there. We throw some parties, get our subcontractors out in there, watch some sporting events. You know, had to get the keg in there in the bar and all that good stuff.
I've seen pictures. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. The pole is not in. That's the question everybody always asks us. Is the fire station pole still in the firehouse?
I was thinking about a different kind of pole.
Yeah, same. My brain went to the other.
And so the pole did have to come out in order for the bar area to be put in. But we've been enjoying that space a lot.
We might have to do a remote.
Ooh, that would be really
do
cool.
A morning remote.
I'd be all for
from
that.
Fire Station 3.
Yeah, it's an awesome spot.
As once the pole is in.
Yeah, once the pole
Once the pole's in, yes.
It's funny. My brother.
We'll get Elliot on the pole.
Really? No, my brother was a Chicago firefighter. He just retired.
Awesome.
So, but it gets me. He served as a firefighter for like almost 30 years. I never got a chance to slide down the fireman's pole.
Oh, we got to make this happen for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we have.
I'd be all
Get
for
this
that.
done.
Because I'm like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters. Remember when they bought the firehouse and he goes, "We got to buy it because it's got the fireman's pole." That's me.
So it looks just like the Ghostbusters building, yes.
Oh, there we go.
Even
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
Even better.
We had ordered a bunch of food for a party we were hosting with our subcontractors and ordered from a Mexican restaurant here in town. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. And they delivered it to Fire Station number 1, which is actually an active fire station with all the firemen and stuff. And they were over there, and they all thought that someone in the community just bought them all a bunch of food. And so they just dug in. They ate. I'm sure it happens to them a lot. It was what have you. So they're enjoying it. We're like, we don't have our food, and they're like, oh, it was delivered on time, you know. And then we all come to figure out it was over at Fire Station number 1, and the firemen were enjoying the food. So
Well, at least it went to a good cause.
they remade us our tacos and our quesadillas and brought them back to Fire Station number 3. So
Way to go, first responders.
yes,
We'll take care
first
of you.
responders are awesome. We do a lot of work with the fire departments we do board up after a fire, like a car versus a gas station. So we can come in and we can do the emergency services initially to help, stop the bleeding at that point, and then from there we can move forward into doing any of the construction and everything. And then we work directly with the insurance companies, with the homeowners. We don't work for the insurance company. We work for the business owner or the homeowner. But we're skilled for 20 plus years in working alongside the insurance companies to make sure that everybody's has someone on their side going through the process. Because when you're in a claim situation like a fire in your home or a flood and it's pretty severe, it's really traumatic for the people involved in the situation. I remember when I first got started in this a long time ago, it was really hard for me because I'm a sensitive person. I'm emotionally sensitive to other people's energies. And talking to people on the phone, I'd have them on the phone for like an hour because when they want to tell you the story over and over and over and some of that stuff. And now that I've been in it a while, I've learned to not let my emotions keep them on that emotional scale. I kind of help bring them out of that, talk them through it, get them, we're here for you, we got you. And it took some time to have the confidence in everything we were doing and everything to help elevate people that were just had an experience like that to a different level emotionally, so that we can kind of get down to the basics
Well,
and
I think
facts.
people are so distraught and they don't know. A lot of people just don't know what is your first step after an emergency. I mean, the fire trucks have gone, or whatever emergency services you had have gone, and then you're standing there like, what now?
Yes, exactly.
Jenny's company is the what now.
Yep. We're probably the phone call directly after an insurance company or a property management company was brought in. And then basically from there, our job is to just mitigate the disaster, with the board up, whatever it is needed at that time. Usually homeowners in a serious situation are moved out of this property or even businesses. And so there's some of that. And then it's just a lot of answering questions, a lot of, oh, there's the fire trucks right now. They're giving us a little toot.
Yeah, they're like, thanks for the tacos.
Yeah. Enjoy those tacos, guys. Cinco de Mayo. So it's definitely been it's an interesting industry because we are just a general contractor as well. So we actually offer financing. We do home remodels, bathrooms, basements. We do exterior work. We do interior work. So we do windows, siding, roofing. There's really nothing we don't do. When people call me and they say, I don't know who to call, just say, call Jenny Ruth at Emergency Construction Group, and we'll get you figured out. And if it's not something I do, which is rare, I definitely know somebody who does it.
You got a guy.
I got a guy.
I got a guy.
If I'm not the guy, I got a guy for you.
So what is one of like the craziest calls that you ever had? Like, is one that you just went, just shaking your head going, I can't believe we're doing this one.
Oh, there's been so many, but one in particular, we were working on a brownstone in downtown Chicago. We got a call from the property management company. The pool unleashed on the top of the top of the building. And the craziest part was the engineer for the building was telling us, was frustrated when we got there. I've been telling the Board of Associations, I've been talking to everybody, telling them something's going to unleash here, And now over 10 years' time, it came to fruition and it had unleashed and it filled multiple stories, multiple units.
Because there's so many gallons of water in that pool.
Yeah, and it just unleashed into the elevator shaft, and it had been leaking for some time, and so there was a bunch of mold, and we do mold remediation and stuff. A lot of times mold isn't covered by insurance companies. It's an out-of-pocket expense, but on certain buildings such as that, there will be writers and things that the insurance will give them for that. But so that was definitely a unique situation because, kind of
How many stories was the building?
Gosh, I can't remember. Maybe 7 or 8.
That's crazy.
Wait, so where was the pool?
On the roof.
Rooftop.
The pool was on the roof.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
unleashed and then everyone's just hanging out in their home, and all of a sudden, just
It's raining inside.
See, I thought those things only existed in movies. Like you see that bit where it's like, the thing that suddenly water starts coming through the ceiling, and it's because the pool is just emptying, and
Yeah.
No, we had DJ Soph on, and she is a DJ at a health club, and they have a rooftop pool and bar, which I'm like, that's my kind of health club.
I like it.
But they have a pool up there. Yeah. I said, do people like dress up and come out like it's a party? She's like, sometimes.
Yeah.
Or they go up in their workout gear. But yeah, so 7 floors, that's a lot of water too. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
and then you have a lot of different personalities in a situation like that because now each person in each unit is an owner, and then they have their own insurance. But then the association in the building has its own insurance. So now we have to determine what part is being done with this adjuster for this type of work and so there's so many moving parts to what we do. It's when I first got into this industry, I remember it took me like a year till I was like, what do we do? Wait, what do we do? Wait, what don't we do?
Well, and how
do we do this?
Every instance is unique, even though it's a fire. That fire is unique for each person because of what part it burned down, or can they stay, or how much did they lose. So everything is different. So you have to sort through like line by line. What do we do first? What do we do second?
Yep.
So as a homeowner or a business owner, and they call you and they've had this tragedy of sorts and they talk to you, and then do you give them a list? Okay, this is what needs to be done, and this is what we're going to do, and this is what you should do?
There wouldn't really be a good list to put together because every situation is so particular to the home, to the homeowner, to every situation there is no boring day in what we do. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And so, so no, we can't really give a list. What we do is we give them my cell phone number directly. Everyone calls me directly if they need to, as one of the owners, and then my business partner. And we have Sherry, who runs our office, and she's amazing. And we just make ourselves totally available, because it could be 7 p.m. and all of a sudden you're like, what are we doing with my clothes? Wait, what are they doing with those drapes? I love those drapes. They were given to me by my grandmother. What about this wood chest I have that I love that got damaged by the water when the fire department came in and had to, wet the place down for safety. So they basically every question, it's just, I always say, I'm here. My phone is on. Call me, ask me, text me.
Well, and
email
typically
me.
most tragedies happen at night.
Yeah,
it just seems like the big things happen at night. And again, who do you call? You call Jenny in the Ghostbuster building.
Yeah, emergency construction group here in Elgin.
Yeah, very cool.
So yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation. There's always something exciting going on. So we'll get small stuff, like we'll go. One thing I wanted to tell the listeners is, so we do roofing and siding and damage such as that when there's hailstorms, windstorms, things along those lines, and just keep your eye out when there's storm chasers coming into the neighborhood and they're knocking on your door. Reputable businesses are busy, especially in construction, if they're available to you immediately, with the exception of emergency companies where we have to do that. You need to be safe with that. Call your insurance company, let them know someone stopped by. Don't just let people get on your roof that you aren't aware of who they are and things like that. Call your insurance company. If it's not me, they're going to recommend you somebody awesome that's reputable, that isn't going to make a false claim for you on your insurance, which then is a ding against you and could cost you more money. So just be smart about it. If someone's knocking on your door, they got way too much time on their hands, and good construction companies don't have time to be doing that. So
exactly. Use the Google
Yes.
that business. Look at reviews.
Oh, speaking of that, we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau since 2019. So we've been able to keep that up, and that's been huge. That's huge to be able to say that, because as a construction company, generally you're working with people. Things will go wrong.
Right.
It's about how you fix it. There's a lot of moving parts, and so you have a lot of opportunity to make people upset. We'll put it that way.
Well, and they're already sensitive, hypersensitive
Yes.
anyway due to the situation.
So carrying that A+ rating for since we've been in business is huge, and I think really that just comes down to communication. These situations, people just want to talk. It is what it is. They're in it. They know they're in it. They're in the thick of it. We got to get through it. We got to get through it together. So just communicating with them, talking with them, and walking them through the process. Chances are this is the one and only time they're ever going to go through something of this nature.
Hopefully, absolutely.
We just had one in Lake in the Hills where we had a gentleman was having a medical issue and drove his car directly into someone's house, and I have it on my Facebook page. You can go look at it.
I saw those pictures.
And the cars, we're actually done with that job already. We got that all taken care of.
The car was like
in the basement.
In the base, yeah.
Thankfully, no pets were sitting on that couch. No human was sitting on. I say pets first. That's terrible. No humans were sitting on the couch. No pets were sitting on the couch, and.
I'd be the same. I'd be like, oh, thank God my dog wasn't on the couch.
Yeah.
I mean, Grandma was there, but
Grandma's
she's had a good run.
She's fine. Grandma's fine.
Actually, a lot of pets start fires. Yeah. It's surprising. We did have one job where a bird, I can't remember what kind of bird it is, one of the big talking ones.
Oh, like a parrot?
Yeah, and they had actually warned people, the family, that there was something going on with the fire, that there was a fire. Because remember they used to take them into like caves.
Yeah,
or like
well,
down
the
to, like,
parakeet-
not caves, but
The canaries.
coal mines.
Yeah,
The coal mines. The coal mines.
Canaries would
Canary
go in.
in
And
the coal mine.
if the canaries died, they knew not to go.
They knew not to go. They knew that there was something going on. And so this bird had actually informed them before they had got notice that something was going on. So I thought that was kind of cool. But puppies will jump up if you leave brownies or food or something. You take them out and you put them up on the stove, and then you leave the house.
They hit the...
And a lot of times people will leave the house and leave a sink running. The calls we get.
Candles. No one should ever burn candles. Use the wax melt plugins with a light bulb, for goodness sake, please. That's my public service announcement. The other thing I think we need to do, and I'm sure they have them somewhere for emergencies like this, like, I need to get a key tag that says I have a pet home alone.
Yeah.
And who to contact. Because, like, look at you. I have people that could go to the mobile Marriott and rescue my Harley. Like,
That's a
let's
great
say
idea.
something happened to me and I'm in the so the firemen, paramedics, whatever, could look at my keys or my license and go, I have a pet home alone. contact so-and-so
Yes.
because
Hey,
get my Harley girl because she needs somebody to come get her.
Yeah. Jason Trice with Custom Promotions is a friend of mine. He does all my logoed shirts, all of our hats, all of our stuff. We get the best stuff. Note to you, Jason, if you're listening to me, because I know you are, because you love me. Let's get these tags ordered. Let's get the tags to give out from ECG with our logo on them, so we can start passing them out to everybody to get so they can write down. And it says like a list, and it says like pet, what age, what it is, and so that they know when they go.
Look for 3 dogs.
Yeah,
look for
let's
2
get that
cats.
done. That's a great idea.
I've been thinking about that for a while, especially, living alone. If someone were to have me, somebody call Kelly, somebody call Suzanne. I have a spare key at the bar. So if there's ever an emergency, someone can get to my mobile Marriott out in the Four Seasons and get my dog. So I love that.
I love that. I'm going to do that. You're the first person who's getting them. Yes. I'll drop them off to you at the bar over at Newman's.
Absolutely. So how do people get a hold of you? Do you have a website?
Yeah. So we are at emergencyconstructiongroup.com. And then I'm always available. My cell phone is always on. My number's all over online. So you can always reach me at my cell, 847-561-4058. Jenny with a Y, Jenny at emergencyconstructiongroup.com. We're online. We're on Better Business Bureau. We are right here in Elgin. You can Google us.
I'll put it all on Facebook too. I'll pull up the website. And later on today, you'll get any pictures that were sent in today and Jenny's information. Are we going to be able to record a stinger with her?
I think we could.
Ooh,
Okay.
what's a stinger?
So it would be like, hi, my name's Jenny Ruth. And when I'm not fighting fires or whatever, dealing with emergencies, I listen to WRMN AM 1410. So I'll write something down while we're chatting and then...
You guys, this has been so cool. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I really appreciate it.
No, I absolutely love it. You're such a great friend. And let me just tell you, this woman showed up to the Guardian Angel Basset Rescue and is so generous. You live in not Hampshire, you live in Kingston. But her family owns a business in town, and she just supported the Basset Rescue. You're going out of town.
I'm going to Spain, baby.
You're going to Spain. I'm going to Italy.
Don't give me cocktails and then give me a little sign to hold up and then make me compete with other people.
She's up dancing with their numbers. We're like, go, Jenny, go.
I came home with a canary yellow ring and all kinds of stuff.
Was
that ring was
beautiful. Was
beautiful.
Carl with you?
No, he was not.
Okay, I didn't.
He had to go visit his dad out of town, but I brought my Aunt Mary and she had a blast. And then I had some of my other friends show up. Next year, I'm filling a table, baby. So any of you want to go and be my guest, we're going to go support the hounds for sure.
Oh, I love it. It was such a good time. How much time we got left?
Oh, we've got...
And do we have any phone calls for Jenny at 847-931-1410?
I actually do have a caller on line 1.
All right. Who's on line 1?
Let me make sure. Hello, caller. You are on the WRMN Morning Show with Susie C., the L Train, and our special guest, Jenny. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Mystery Man Dick.
Hi, Mystery Man in the beige van that drove by twice. You went from south to north and north to south. I saw you. I pay attention, mister.
Are you still listening to Fragrances of the Past?
Yes, that would be awesome.
My favorite one is from 80 years ago. My grandmother on a coal stove in the kitchen would bake bread.
Oh.
And when we would come out in the morning, once a week or whatever, the bread would be baking, and I'd want it right now.
Absolutely. Right hot till it's burning your fingers.
Good.
Slap some butter on it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Thanks for calling, and keep driving by and waving and honking, mister.
Will do.
All right. We appreciate you, Mr. Man in the beige van.
Thank you. Drive safe now. Jenny, the question of the day was, what is a smell, like a favorite smell? What kind of memories does that smell evoke? You want to share that with us?
Yeah, there was this perfume forever ago called White Diamonds.
I remember White
that
Diamonds.
one. My mom had that.
Yeah, my grandmother wore it. And anytime I smell something that's even similar to it, I'm like, my grandmother's here.
It was an Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
And we all wore it.
Yep. And then I bought it, and it was like it was definitely. It sticks with me whenever I smell it or walk past someone. I'm like, that's it. White Diamonds. That's the smell.
Grandma's around. I love that. So let me. Is there something that you can offer our listeners?
Oh yeah. When you have a fire loss, it doesn't always have to be a ton of burned parts of your home. Sometimes it can be just smoke and odor that happens. So just keep in mind that we still do just that. We can go ahead and take that odor out and help with that cleaning after a fire loss. That you really need to make sure that you do that the appropriate way, because if you do not service that at an appropriate way, when the temperatures heat up and the sun's coming in and it's pointing at the couch or it's pointing at the floor, it will heat up this smell, and you will continually smell this
and that's
forever
an
and ever.
Awful smell.
Yeah, it's
awful.
Definitely an interesting smell. You know, when I smell it, I can call it from a million miles away.
Yeah,
because
Mary's on YouTube, and she says the emergency construction group is the best, that they did a great job when her house flooded.
I did. We did go there for her house flood, and her house is amazing. If that's my Aunt Mary, which I'm guessing it may be.
Could be.
Aunt Mary, you supporting me out there? Anyway, they had, but my family calls me a lot too, friends, family. Jen, what do I do? Because they're like, I'm glad I have a friend in the business. Aunt Mary was home and her husband was out of town, and she had a big flood, and they have like heated floors and beautiful home, and everything's like custom. I was like, oh, great. Sometimes you're the most scared to take your family on just because they know how to reach you and you have to see them all the time. No, but, just teasing. But so we did. We got in there right away and helped, and it feels good when someone calls you and they're like, I'm so glad I know somebody in the business. So definitely, yeah, Mary, definitely we helped Mary out. Yeah, we do a lot. I mean, there's so many things that we do that we can just give a bid on basically anything. We give free bids. So there's never going to be an issue with giving us a call. Let me know what's going on. We do concrete. Basically there's nothing construction related that we do not do. We have a fire loss right now in Genoa we're about to start demo. And
the 3 homes?
Yeah, there was 3 homes that had burnt down. We're just doing one of them. But yeah, we have...
And is it true that was from an electric scooter?
Yeah, those electric scooters, those batteries are pretty dangerous. Yeah. And then, of course, it was like the kids driving the scooter, making the neighbors mad forever, and then that's the thing that starts the house on fire.
Of course. Of course.
So is life. That's how it plays out.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
We're getting near the end.
We're getting close. Do you want her to record now? Or do you want to record after?
We can do it after.
Okay,
we'll have a conversation after this.
Is there something that you can offer the listeners put you on the spot? Is there something that you can say if you call us? We're going to give you, if you say you heard me on WRMN AM 1410.
Yeah, I didn't. I was thinking that we were going to do something for you guys. I haven't totally come up with something, but if you call me and you're doing that, we'll definitely get you a gift card to a restaurant or something local here.
Or one of those emergency key tags.
The key tags.
Key tags.
Yeah. We always have clothes and fun stuff, so we'll do something for you for sure. If you hit me up and let me know that you're getting a free
I need
bid.
my hoodie.
I know this one is so huge.
That's
too,
my
it's kind of
favorite.
a cold morning. I thought
It is. Oh no, it was very chilly this morning.
And again, how can people reach you?
Mm-hmm.
You can reach me at jenny@emergencyconstructiongroup.com. That's my direct email if you want to send me your info and get a free bid on any type of project. You can reach me at 847-561-4058. That's my cell. I text message too. So yeah, go ahead and shoot me a text. Hit me up with an email. Go to our Facebook page. emergencyconstructiongroup.com is our website. And if you can't find me in any of those places, Google.
Get a hold of me.
Yep, get a hold of
Get a hold of me.
Get a hold of
I
my
can
girl.
get a hold of her.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much. What a fun experience. I loved it.
I'm so glad you came
Yay,
on.
what a great day.
Well, you're always welcome to come back if you have
I
other
love
things
it.
coming on. You know, we are, again, WRMN wants to support all our local businesses. And so if you enjoyed listening to Jenny, you too can be sitting in that chair and talking about what you do. Talk about it to everyone here in the Fox River Valley.
Our third seat is open for our community business owners, people that have events going on. So hit us up.
Hit us up. And folks, that is going to bring our first inaugural show.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Day 1 for you. Day 46 for me is in the books. And I think it went pretty darn good.
I think it went pretty well, too. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to have the community hour coming up next here on WRMN.
Hear you tomorrow.
The American Federation of Government Employees.